Hey guys, and welcome to As Someone Who Doesn't Read Comics, where we, on the contrary, read and review comics. I am Becca.
I am Paul.
And I'm Brian.
This week, to go with our theme of going DC, Marvel, Independent, we are reading Independent. We're reading Walking Dead from Image Comics. We're reading the volumes 1 and 2, just because they have a semi-complete storyline. As usual, the podcast will go in the order of story without spoilers, art discussion without spoilers, and then a spoiler discussion section where if you want to stop the podcast and read the book, good to go. So, on to the first section, story.
So, the basic story, for those who don't know and somehow have avoided the barrage of the TV adaptation of The Walking Dead commercials.
If anything, I feel like we're getting on the bandwagon way too late here.
We are so far behind the bandwagon. There's like a couple hundred issues, or 100 and
We're
something.
bandlagging?
Ooh, that is the name of a podcast. Just, oh shoot, it's mine. No, I put it on the internet. No. Oh well. Anyway, all right. So, on track. So, basically, we have the story of The Walking Dead. It's a zombie apocalypse comic, so you got to know that going in. It's definitely kind of a, I'll say that for the artwork part, but the art just does not hold back. And it follows the protagonist, Rick Grimes, and his journey to try and survive in this brand new post-zombie apocalyptic world with a colorful cast of characters with varying degrees of survival.
Yeah, so I mean, like, the basic story starts, it starts without zombies. Rick is a sheriff. Well, a police officer? I guess he's not a sheriff. I guess he's a police officer. He's a police officer with his friend Shane. Mm-hmm. That's his name. There's a lot of names in the book. Shane. There's a guy shooting at them. Rick gets shot. That stinks. You go immediately from there to Rick wakes up from the hospital. He tries calling for nurses. Although, oddly, he nurse. And then he gets up from his bed, like, he just completely disconnects every single thing that he's attached to, all the IVs and everything, puts clothes on, and goes, well, that was 2 seconds too long for you to get to me, nurse. Walks out the door, there's zombies. He runs away from the zombies quite successfully. Goes back...
being bedridden for the length of time that he was.
Yeah. Yeah. He was hobbling, like, he gets up, and he's literally, like, leaning on something, falls, and then he's like, never mind, now I can walk fine. This is good.
Yeah, no, if I saw zombies, I'm pretty sure I would spontaneously get better from whatever injury I had to run away.
Right.
Very, very true.
Also, worst case scenario, though, you're still hobbling, you're at their speed, so assuming that you're ahead of them, you wouldn't get good mileage between the two of you, but you'll be keeping pace, you know?
Yeah, you're still ahead.
Right.
But you know,
there's a joke in there about being ahead in zombies somewhere. Brains. We'll go with brains. That's the punchline to that. Okay.
But you know, Rick goes back to his house, discovers that there's nobody at his house, and like really nobody in the town at all whatsoever. Gets hit over the head by some kid with a shovel. The guy apologizes for his kid with the shovel and says, "Hey, I'm here to convey what happened for the last month that you were in a coma, apparently."
I'm a convenient plot device.
Yeah, basically. And he's like, oh, well, this thing happened, and everything's crud now. It's just, they're zombies. It was like, well, I assumed that happened, but okay. And then he says that the government told everybody to go to major cities, which now we reveal that he's in Georgia, I guess, because they said to go to Atlanta. He mentions that he has family in Atlanta, so therefore maybe his family went to Atlanta, so he goes to Atlanta. 1 + 1 = 2. You know, that type of stuff. Goes there, discovers there's a lot more zombies. Zombies eat his horse. You got a horse in between, and I was really mad about that. I was like, oh, no horse. And then, yeah, he meets up with his family. He actually meets up with his family, which is like, what a coinkydink that, you know, like, his family lives out of all of the millions of people that died in that city, but whatever. He meets up with a bunch of other survivalists, who I forget most of the names of. So I'll pass it off to Paul so he can name most of them.
Okay, we'll do a quick character rundown. Okay, so after we have his first, there was Morgan and Dwayne, who we met before departing for Atlanta. Then there was the horse, who I'm going to name Horse, who was actually the first casualty of the...
Rick asked for the horse's name. I don't think he ever replies. This is a rude horse.
Yeah.
He did ask for his name, though. He was like, hey, horse, you got a name? And the horse was like,
Stuck up horse. Get off your high horse, horse. Hi, you. Whatever. So, yeah, in the city, they meet Glenn. Rick meets Glenn, who is how he actually gets out of Atlanta alive, because Glenn is running to get supplies for the little camp outside of Atlanta, which is where Rick's family is, which consists of his wife, Lori, and his son, Carl. In addition to those two, there's also Shane, who was not only Rick's best friend, but also was an officer who worked with him prior to him being shot. There's also... Okay. Other people in the camp include... There's Dale, who is an elderly man who has an RV, which they use in the camp a lot. Staying with him are these two sisters, Andrea and Amy. Okay. We've also got Jim, who is a mechanic, who it's a great... They hint at his backstory about his family got eaten in front of him, and it's really dark and traumatic, and that's cool. Let's see. There's also there's a man named Alan. There's a lot of people now. I'm trying to like. Oh my gosh.
Alan's married to the lady, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, Donna. Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's Alan and Donna. Donna, whose characteristic is judgmental.
They have twins.
Yes.
That they care
Who
for.
is Billy and Ben, I think. Billy and Ben. Yeah, or some other B
Yes,
word.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Okay, good. Just checking. Billy and Ben. And there's also a woman named Carol and her daughter Sophia. I think I'm listing...
I think that's it.
That's a lot of the main people. If it's not all the main people, that's a lot of the main people.
I'm just thinking, because, like, the three women go out to clean clothes, so we named three women. There's, like, two older kids and then two younger kids. Those are the kids.
Yeah.
And then there's the Shane and Rick, and then old people.
Yeah, and
old men who sit at the camp all day. That's the cast list.
Yeah, and the story's probably about half of them, as this is definitely not a book that pulls punches when it comes to character deaths.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that it's known for. So know that going in there, that you might find a character and go, oh man, this character's awesome. Don't do that. You're just asking for your heart to hurt.
Dude, I don't know how comas work. I don't know how hospitals work. I'm fairly certain if you're in a coma, and you're in a coma for like a month, they like a month or more or something like that they say, don't you need to be fed? Like, don't you need sustenance, and don't you eat that up pretty quick? Like, how did he survive in that bed for a month without any help? I
was operating under the assumption that the apocalypse happened at some point during the month, not 30 days. It wasn't like, I got shot on the same day as the apocalypse. Oh, and prom is tomorrow. Like I didn't think it all happened at the same time. But yeah, you're right. Food. I love how the basic point of this question is: don't you need to eat to survive?
Yeah, I think Dwayne gave a really nice time synopsis, but it's escaping me because it was one panel and then they never brought it up again.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's fast paced.
The story in this is like you don't linger. Like he literally, like, it's not like, oh man, here's a page about how difficult it is for Rick to get up. Nope, he gets up, he goes out, there's zombies, he leaves, he goes to the guy's house. Like 3 pages.
Yeah.
He's at the house and learning plot devices. Like, this book just keeps moving. Like, it doesn't wait for anybody.
Yeah, I think actually, let me take a look. I think him getting shot and like leaving the hospital is like the first 2 pages. Like,
page 1, he shot.
Page 1 shot. Page 2 wakes up hospital. Page 3 out of bed. Yeah, all right, that's yeah, woo. And that's only because page 2 was a full spread of him in the hospital bed.
Yeah,
which
it's a nice looking picture.
It's incredibly convenient that he wakes up. This story wouldn't have moved. He was in a coma. He could have just stayed there forever, and then we wouldn't have had.
Yeah, I don't know. How well do you think a story in which your protagonist is just in a coma would sell? Like, how many issues?
While the world deteriorates around him.
I don't know. How
Beautiful.
well do soap operas work?
No, but see,
But I'm
no, soap
ashamed.
operas have a lot more going. I'm gonna go on the record here as defending soap operas. not anyone in particular, because I don't watch as the world turns when I come home sometimes from work. But yeah, no, yeah, there it does. The pace is quick.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like for as much as it's the zombie apocalypse could have happened like 30 days, like I feel like it was probably the better half of that month for everybody to go like batshit crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Laurie gave up on him existing. Like, literally, like...
Yeah.
And I
You
hope...
have a good point with this food thing now that I think about it.
I really hope it was more than a month. Like, it wasn't just like, it's been 10 days. He couldn't have survived. I guess I'll just... Like, I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I hope it was more like, it's been a month. He may not have survived. Like, I don't know. Like... And everybody else is going crazy too. Like, yeah, like what's her face is like everybody's judgy. What Donna's super judgmental.
Yeah, she is her. Like
but I mean, she's like, this is not the Christian way, which is like, but like everybody else is pretty much like up in everybody else's business too. They're like, I don't know about that guy. Like, it's
in their defense, they don't really have TV, so
just stare at people and make up
they have
stories.
to act out Judge Judy.
Judgmental Judy.
Yeah, I think that was all the points I had for the story. I don't know if anybody else had any, like...
No, because it's honestly, it's Rick's story of survival, and then we start going into spoilers past that, so...
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so we'll save the rest of that for the other half. Art, then?
Yes, art. Interesting part about this one, if you read Volume 1, there's one artist, the one artist is Tony Moore. Yes, Tony Moore. So Tony Moore is the first artist, and the second artist for the Volume 2, who continues to take all of Walking Dead from now on and forever and ever, is Charlie Adlard. 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 I can't read my own handwriting and or pronounce names. It's it's a very interesting switch. I mean, personally, I kind of liked Tony Moore's art style. It was a bit more cartoony. But the faces were a bit more pronounced, and I feel like things moved like people moved smoother in it, and I feel like the expressions were a bit better. Charlie came in, and his stuff was a lot darker, which kind of matched the book a bit better. But I feel like anytime somebody had an expression, or there was a still on an expression, I feel like it was very still. Like, it was like, you look like you're posing for a picture. That was my problem.
They all had very Nicolas Cage faces.
Yeah. I was going to say very scowly, but I don't know how that follows up to Nicolas Cage faces. I like your description better. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Charlie takes over, and it's just like, wow, everybody got like 10 times angrier. Like, everybody's eyebrows are constantly knitted together.
To be fair, everybody got like 10 times angrier at about that point in the book.
Well, like, Laurie started out, and she was worried constantly because her eyebrows were like upward, like, oh man, I'm sad and worried, and oh my god, my husband's back, and then the second issue, and she's like, now I'm just angry all the time. Constantly. I can't. Even Carl, the little kid, is like, I'm angry. I'm a small child and don't understand circumstances, but I'm very angry. Like, it was just so weird.
Where's my juice?
Yeah. I mean, both had points to them where I liked each of their art styles. I don't know. Like, I do enjoy... I feel like I just enjoy Tony Moore's art style overall, just as like looking at art. Like, if I was to look at two pictures, I would be like, oh, I like Tony Moore's style better. But when it comes to mixing it with the story, I feel like overall I do kind of like Charlie's better. Charlie Adlard's.
Yeah, the zombies, just speaking on them, get super, 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 super detailed as soon as the switch happens. Because they were really detailed in the beginning. And then everything's really grotesque, everything's really detailed. You can see every piece of rotting flesh on every zombie. You can see the dirt on their teeth. Yeah, it's crazy.
Their teeth are huge. Like,
yeah, like I feel like the way Tony Moore was drawing it was, it almost looked like he was like drawing people, and then drawing decay on top of the person. So there was like a face that you could almost recognize, which was cool. But I feel like it's kind of almost scarier to have it where they're just not facially recognizable as a person anymore, which is what Charlie Adler does, which I thought was like overall his zombies are scarier. Yeah, so I mean, I like both of them.
Yeah, you guys covered that pretty well. I'm gonna just, yeah.
Also, I think we missed a huge point. Book is in black and white, as opposed to any of the color novels or things, and it lends itself really well. The shaded aspects and things like that lend itself really good to giving shadows and detail and stuff like that, and helping you pick out some of those smaller details and backgrounds and things like that. It's real weird and jarring, having come from reading 2 color comics, going, this is all black and white. And
well, I mean, especially coming off of Infinity Gauntlet, where orange was the primary color palette. There it was shades of orange. I honestly can say that I did not think about it. Like, literally, like, I would have gone this whole art section without saying that there was not color in this book, because I literally did not, like, I barely noticed it. Like, it was so, like, I guess that says something to how the art files so well into the story and everything else. But it was just, I don't know why it didn't hit me that it was in black and white, really. Like, if you, like, showed me the cover of the book and were like, is there color in this book? I would have been like, crap. like, I would have been like, maybe. A very good question.
But yeah, that definitely says something for the level of detail and the level of care that they've taken to this art, that it really... The choice of black and white is entirely a stylistic one. It's not anything that's, we're cheaping out on this, or, we couldn't find somebody to do color. It's, no, we prefer this in black and white. It provides itself and lends itself to a really nice looking book that way. And color might have even cheapened it, might have even taken away from some of the scary, because there's a lot of, like, I don't want to say jump scares, because you're reading a book, but jump scares.
Yeah, there's a sudden arrival of something or someone that leads to... Yeah, no, that jump scare is pretty accurate. It definitely, and also being in black and white, does definitely match the tone, the amount of shading that's in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that Charlie brings back, too, is Tony Moore's wasn't nearly as shaded. Yet again, it was cartoony. I liked it, but it was very cartoony, not very shaded, not very dark. Where Charlie Adlard's was very, very shaded, very dark, he did negative emotions very well. For as much as I didn't like his emotions all that much, he did negative emotions like disgust and, like horror, like all those things very well.
Yeah, no, I like that point. Tony, when people were happy with Tony's work, like, you could tell, they looked like they were happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas
which,
Charlie's is...
Yeah, which is not...
When
it doesn't
people
lend
are
itself
sad,
to this
you know
book.
they're sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, interesting. Little dichotomy going on there. I like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess the next section is going to be our spoiler section.
All right. Spoilers. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers ahead.
Spoilers.
We're saying spoilers.
Spoilers?
I don't know if you got it yet. We're doing spoilers.
It's a cookbook.
So, yeah. I'm going to say this straight out, and I'm, like, terrible for it. I don't like the book only because it is a deeply depressing book. Like, literally the book is, nobody's gonna live, everybody's dead, this sucks. The world sucks. This is terrible. And, like, literally, I don't want to leave my semi-depressing world to go into another very depressing world. Like, literally, I don't like doing that.
It's really funny. I was going to jump in right at the beginning of this and go, okay, spoilers. Everyone dies. And that's probably the end of when they're going to write the book, is that everybody's going to die. And I bet I'd be willing to bet that once the last book is written, because it's still in production, that everybody's just dead and that people have lost. Humanity's done, and we can all give up. Yeah, like, and that this has been an exercise in futility.
Like, I don't mind stories that, like, everybody dies. I don't mind semi-depressing. This is just overly, like, everything goes wrong. Like, the whole point of it is just for everybody to spiral into madness and die eventually. And I don't, like, yeah, I'm just, it's literally, I don't want to spend my time becoming depressed.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a glutton for depression, but I greatly enjoy the series. I guess I'll go on here. I have read past where the second volume ends, and I kind of like that it's so just dark and heavy, because that's one thing, like, when you think of comic books, and then you add comic book deaths, then you're always like, oh, okay, well, they never last. Like, the whole thing, the biggest one that everyone is like the death of Superman story arc from the 90s. Like, I haven't personally read it, but everyone knows, oh no, Superman is dead. It is a horrible... Oh, look, he's back, yay! You know, and that happens in every form of media with superhero comics. Yeah, death is not it's not really a threat after a while. Like, even Infinity Gauntlet. Like, everyone is like, there was death, but it was always like, in the back of your mind, you can always be like, oh, well, they have their own comic to get back to eventually, so they're going to have to undo this somehow. With this, in The Walking Dead, if someone dies, they're dead. They are gone, and it actually means something when a character dies.
But at the same point in time, it really doesn't, because a lot of the characters are like, hi, my name's Joe, I like flowers and cotton candy, and oh look, I was bit by a zombie, I'm dead now.
Yeah.
So it's almost to the point that characters are introduced and killed at such a pace that I can't care.
I feel like we also suffer from, or at least, I mean, I think Paul's read it before, me and Brian haven't. I think me and Brian suffer from there's a lot of shows out, well, not a lot of shows, but I'm going to say like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, where it's become a common practice where there's books and shows that have people dying constantly, so it almost seems old to me now. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Practice for zombies. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think, well, this
it was like the
started.
first one to
yeah,
do
no,
it. Yeah, it was
this,
the first one to do it. It's just I'm old on it.
Zombie
well, I think
roll,
they're
but,
up to
yeah.
they're up to like issue 120 something now. I mean, and he did like one a month. I mean, he's been doing this thing for years.
Yeah, that's like maybe that adds to the depression of it. It's like this is gonna go on for a long time, and they're not gonna do like there's no happy ending, obviously, because they keep going. Like it's like, and it's just gonna keep spiraling. Like I'm like, this is bad, and then it goes, no, this is worse. Oh wait, no, this is. How can you do this? Stop. Like,
I guess it's like train wreck syndrome, where you can't look away.
I will. That's not the worst. That's kind of an apt, but in a good way, though. I mean, like,
yeah. It is a good book. Like, I won't knock it. It was a good book. There was great art. There was great writing. It's just me personally. I know I have the bias that I don't like depressing things. I don't like to if something depresses me, I'm usually like, well, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm gonna go watch some cartoons. Like, that. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. No, I mean that's totally understandable. I personally love the I guess we'll go back to the soap opera thing. I love the soap opera-ness of it, where like there's a lot of it takes like the pace for the first couple issues are like we're running through this. You are getting this plot. We are going because you need to know this stuff. Prepare for the exam. That is the first couple issues. But once it goes past that a little bit, you do get to meet some of these people, and some of them make it long enough for you to be like, oh, maybe you'll be okay. Oh, God, no! So, I mean, it's... Yeah,
I cheated. I read 3 more issues after this, just because I was bored at work. And, I'm like, some of these characters have been here a while. Nope, not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean...
I'm a little upset. Also, the first 12 issues, the ones that we read, had I not had that opportunity to just be bored and been on lunch, like, I've still got 15 more minutes of lunch, let me just keep reading, I've got nothing else to do, I probably would have put this down and not looked at it again. There's nothing remarkable in these 12 issues that we've read specifically. There's nothing that kept me going, and it was apt and par for the course, and then as soon as we got past what we were supposed to read, I can't speak English well, like a bunch of stuff happened. Like those 3 issues had more stuff happen than in the 12 issues beforehand.
Right. Well, that's see,
like more forward momentum, I assume, because it's like the stuff happens, but it's like, oh man, we found a house. Well, that didn't work. Oh man, we found a barn. Well, that didn't work.
More than that, it's like in a single page, it's like, oh, giant plot point, like 3 or 4 like major deaths on a page.
Well, I mean,
but yeah, I know that's par for the course. But characters who have been around for a while, it's like, oh, you died, and then you died.
Oh yeah, and there are some deaths that are just like you'll have a major person, and they won't get like a big dramatic send off. It'll just be like all of a sudden they're talking, and it's like that's one thing the comic does a lot is they'll be like, having a conversation like, oh yeah, so hopefully one day when this all gets cleared up, I'm hoping to. I kind of have feelings for so and so, and I'd like to. And all of a sudden, just boop, bitten, done. It's like, oh, that was that. You don't get a dramatic farewell. You're just done.
Some people do, and it's really odd because somebody gets a sentimental moment, and then you just know they're dead. Like Donna's the judgmental one,
yeah.
right?
She did. Yeah. She was a judgmental one.
Yeah, she gets
dies.
like a small sentimental moment, and then 3 pages over, she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, she's like, I'm going to turn around. JK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn. But see, I don't know.
You know who's a weird character? Rick's a weird character. At first I was like, this is weird. Like, literally, there's a zombie apocalypse and his whole family is possibly gone. And yet, for some odd reason, every turn he takes, he helps somebody. Like, he's like, here's guns, here's a car, here's my food, here's, like, literally, like, I sat there for a while and I was like, that's kind of, like, I was like, that's weird, like, for what everybody else is doing, so everybody else is so defensive, and I guess because he just woke up from a coma. But at the same time, I feel like I would last 10 seconds in a zombie apocalypse, but I feel like I'd be that person. Like, I'd be like, oh, yeah, come into my house, it's safe. And I'd get, like, stabbed by the guy because he wanted my food.
It's almost like he's disbelieving that this is happening.
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, I woke up from a coma. I'm probably still back in that hospital bed. This is all just an awful dream. Which, if that's the end of this book...
Like, even...
Oh, man.
Like, what's the guy that they run into when they're moving the RV? Tyrese. Because even, like, when they run into Tyrese, so Tyrese
I
is
was
him...
waiting for him to stab somebody.
Tyrese comes... But no, like...
And it's like, yo, you got food? And he's got the hammer in his hand?
Well, no,
I
mean, like...
You're gonna kill somebody over
But
this.
that was the thing, like, it was, like, sitting there, and it's, like, literally, like, Tyrese walks up, and he's like, well, we saw your headlights, and, like, Rick is like, come have my food, come in my RV. Like, this guy just came out of the woods and did, like... They nearly shot him, but still, like, this guy came out of the woods, and... You're gonna invite him into your RV full of children? Like, I mean, he has his own kids, but they're teenagers. So it's like, he just, and literally Tyrese is like, yeah, no, I don't want to stay in your RV, because he doesn't trust everybody in that RV.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else in this world is like, no, I don't trust you 100% right off the bat. Like, the only other people that they really run into that they, like, kind of almost trust are the people in the barn, but the one guy shot the kid, and then was like, oh, I need to fix this.
Yeah, that was Otis. Which, speaking of the barn section of the comics was amazing. Like, that's actually one of the points where I really wanted to keep reading from that point on, was because it was interesting how they wanted to put them, Herschel and his family wanted to keep all of the zombies that they found in the barn because all of their family members and neighbors, because they were hoping there'd be a cure for them one day. And
yeah, I really liked that delved into a character, and then they left.
It's like,
but
no,
really
this
cool.
is my family. They're afflicted with disease. I'm not just going to kill them. Have you just been killing people? That's wrong.
I mean, I feel like Rick was in the right, but...
Yeah.
But
we find out later.
It was still, like, it was the first person who was like, these are people. Like, this is people I knew, and there's, like, he was obviously reacting in his own way to the zombie apocalypse, which was cool, because it was different from what we had seen already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely, the strength of this is definitely, as much as we were saying characters show up, they have a trait like being judgmental, and then they're bumped off, but there's a lot of people, and they are distinct people. That's one, they have their own skill sets and likes, dislike, and that's one of the, it is very soap opera-like in that respect. It's just, you're putting a bunch of different people together that would normally be together, and just kind of watch. It's like with any actual zombie movie, which is what makes the comic kind of cool, is it's like a more drawn-out zombie movie, where it's always got to kind of watch the people.
Yeah, it was interesting. The other guy who had an interesting take on it was Jim, I think, was the one guy who gets bit, the mechanic. Yeah. And it was interesting because, like, he got bit and he started turning, and everybody's like, "Oh man, Jim's turning," and Jim's like, "You know what? No, I want to do something." Like, they don't mention it at first. They're like, "I want to do this," and the lady's like, "Okay, well, Jim wants to do this," and I was like, "Okay, they're gonna take him out back and shoot him because he doesn't want to affect anybody." But he was the guy whose family died, and he was like, "No, put me next to the city, so when I turn, hopefully I can be with my family." And I was like, that's a crazy, interesting take on. Like, that was another interesting take on what the zombie apocalypse was and what these people were. Like, he had some glimmer of hope that his family was still together as a zombie family, and he was just going to join his zombie family. Like I was like that's
family.
It was just interesting because like Rick takes it literally that the people died and then they come back.
Mm-hmm.
But he was taking it as the people don't quite die; they just are affected. Like so many different takes on.
Yeah,
zombies.
he kind of fell in between Herschel, who is these are sick people, and Rick's
better,
these are which was kind of it's an interesting take on it. So,
do we have any? Okay, I want to bring up one. This is going to start a whole huge thing.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay,
I'm excited.
So any zombie movie or anything. Did they have zombie video games, books, and or movies before this event happened? Because, like, is there somebody who's going to pop in and be like, oh man, I saw this in movie land? It's like, does that not happen in these universes?
What, so like the little, like in Back to the Future where the little kid's like, I saw that in a comic book, he's an alien!
Yeah, like literally, I know probably like 12, I mean, people read this book. Like, literally, I can name, like, off the top of my head, like, I know like 12 people who can literally say, I have a plan to survive a zombie apocalypse, and there's probably like 20 million people in the United States alone that have a bunker now because they think that a zombie apocalypse, like,
yeah, there's swords, there's like weapons companies that make zombie survival gear.
Yeah, like, so does it just not exist in this universe, or is it just somehow the normal people who weren't obsessed with zombie apocalypses lived, or were following just them? And the people
and then
who
eventually they're just going to show up to the bunker of all the people who played Left 4 Dead, and they were just...
Oh, but those were fast zombies, so... You know.
Are we really going to get into a fast versus slow zombie conversation?
No,
Please,
I was just trying to poke holes.
But yeah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe all the people who were actually prepared for this are like, zombie apocalypse, time to go into the bunker that I made with all of these nice sharp objects and things. That way I don't have to worry about ammo.
And all the canned food that I like. Literally, there's probably somebody who... I mean, you probably don't see them because they're in bunkers.
Yeah, they've got like a hot tub and they're just loving it.
Collection of zombie movies, put you in the mood. It's all good.
I wonder if you would watch a zombie movie during a zombie apocalypse.
I don't know. That's a good question.
We watch movies about politics.
I'd be the
politics.
ironic jerkhold. I feel like, well, everybody, welcome to my bumper, and everything is zombie themed. We're having a zombie themed party. It's the zombie apocalypse. I didn't store anything other than zombie movies, so be happy. Like, nope.
Becca, if there's an apocalypse, I'm not coming to your bunker. Your bunker seems terrible.
I will have separate bunkers for each apocalypse that happens.
Now I kind of want to come to... Okay.
Aliens are going to invade, and all we're going to be able to watch is Independence Day and District 9.
Hey, The Day the Earth Stood Still is a great movie.
It is.
True.
And it will be in my bunker. The aliens took over the world.
File that one. Oh, but what do you do about, like, the ones that are, like, plagues of, like, the... Oh, what about Plan 9 from Outer Space, which involves both aliens and zombies? Ooh. What would you do with that one?
I guess we need 2 copies.
Okay, touche. Also, I'd like to say I didn't start this segue. We are way off topic, and it was not my fault.
I knew, like, because I was literally... Because there's another one that I'm going to mention.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Something else that angered me, because literally, like, zombie... And yet again, all zombie movies, all zombie comics usually do this. But literally, they're like, well, these zombies don't have blood, so therefore they freeze quicker. And I'm like, you just drug science into a completely... Like, for as much as everybody thinks zombies is, like, its own genre, it is fantasy. Because... literally these things could not, like, there's no way that a human body could get up again and live off only human flesh with no blood, and like there's no way, like, literally these things are run on magic. Like, that is my point. And I'm like, why did you drag science into this? Like, you could have, if you completely ignore it and don't give me science, I'm fine, I'll live with it. But like, do the zombies, like, do they starve? Can they only eat people? They can't only eat people because the one guy was eating a deer. Was he eating a deer because he was hungry? Because the other ones haven't eaten in forever. What is this whole point?
They ate a horse.
I know, but like...
I'm so hungry, I did, said the zombies in Atlanta.
Like, they sat in Atlanta. They're sitting in Atlanta because they're like, well, there's only zombies here. Like, wouldn't they move like animals do when there's no food around? They don't. They just sit in Atlanta. Do they starve to death eventually? Will they all die? Like, how does... What? I hate when they drag science into it, because all of a sudden it's now like, nope, no. You stopped the fantasy. You just bought science into your fantasy, and it doesn't work. That is my...
That That was a good rant. Oh my gosh.
I like that.
Wow.
I agree with every bit of that.
There's a whole, like, my notepad is filled, like, 1/3 with like, all these questions, because I was just like, and I cursed in writing on this because I was so passionate about all of the things.
I guess I'm going to be in the minority again and be like, I just kind of went with, oh, there's some science. That makes sense given what you've told me thus far. I mean, also, they go out of their way to not... It's a very nice little convenient ploy to have your protagonist in a coma and have no idea what started it. So that
or how
way,
he ate.
You know, he wasn't without food for a whole month. I'd just like to throw that out there.
The zombies smell things. Smelling requires you to suck in air to your lungs where you feed air to your blood cells, which you don't have. Why is this?
The smelling
This is
sound. I like that.
killing
Oh, that's what we now talk. Oh, I can bring up this point now. Okay, yeah. So, Lori hooking up with Shane, right?
I just, seriously, like literally, it's like,
I knew
oh
that
man.
wasn't going to work. Shane had 5 letters in his name. Couldn't have been part of the Grimes family.
Oh, ooh.
You didn't.
No, why would you sit there and count that? Why is that weird? Oh, you mean you didn't count the
Rick,
name?
Carl, Lori. I'm like, come on, have a decent name in there, like a longer name maybe.
Well, decent name. Sorry to anyone named Rick, Carl, or Lori. Brian thinks your name is not decent. However, no.
Are they too poor to afford that many letters? I mean,
I thought it was more of like I always took it as more of it was oh man, the world sucks and I just need to be with someone and my husband's probably dead.
Yet again, it was just, like, bringing up the point. This was the point before. Was he in the bed for a month? Okay, maybe then you hooking up with Shane afterwards because you're like, well, I guess my husband's dead. But if it wasn't a full month,
yeah, it's been
like,
less than a month and you've already cheated on your husband.
because you're like, whoa.
Okay, I think.
Wow.
All
I mean,
right.
they thought he was
Seriously.
dead, but I mean, like, seriously, like, you just.
Yeah,
you-
but grieving periods, people.
They also didn't even make it to Atlanta.
No.
They didn't know that Atlanta was taken over by zombies. They thought there was a safe house, so they thought the hospital was safe. She thought everybody was alive. Like, this is terrible. Why is this?
Don't make me defend Lori. I don't want to defend Lori. I don't like Lori.
She's a jerk.
Ah.
She's like, literally, like, Rick is like, we should do this. And she's like, this is a terrible idea. And then it happens, and then she's like, oh, Rick, this was a great idea. And she
and
does
then they
this multiple
make
times.
fun of pregnant lady hormones.
Oh.
'Cause she just like starts like swinging back and forth towards the end. It's like, this is an awful idea. Why don't you love me?
Well, all right, no, I will say, but I took that as more of a everything was going. I can't.
And she
really
was pretty much like that the whole time. I mean, yet again, I think it kind of goes back to she seemed a lot angrier, mostly because she was drawn a lot. Like, even she was having like an affair with what's his face, and her eyebrows are still angry.
Just so you know, I'm judging you because that's my character trait. Yeah, no.
Lori was a jerk. I don't get this stuff.
I can't wait
everybody.
until she gets eaten by zombies.
It was all of a sudden. It was just there's a
'Cause it's
zombie
inevitable.
apocalypse. There's zombie apocalypse. Everybody freaks out. Everybody loses their mind. Start becoming judgmental. Having sex with whoever the fuck they want. It all goes downhill. 10 days in.
If the worst mental break you have during an apocalypse like that is, oh, I'm gonna sleep with this person and then regret it later. I don't think that's the worst.
It's not terrible.
Stop making me defend Lori. I don't like this. I don't want to defend her anymore. I'm gonna say something else. I'm gonna move the topic from Lori.
Glenn, I really.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I really, really like that Glenn's like, oh, this is upsetting. Everybody else is just getting upset with people and then having sex with them and then regretting it. And then Herschel's daughter's like, I'll have sex with you and then regret it.
And he like literally is like, "I'll fuck you." Like literally doesn't even like,
Yeah,
not
like,
even like,
those are the words that are written in the book. I'll fuck you.
Yeah, like literally, they're not even like, let's have fun in the montage of us getting together. No, like this is how fast paced the book is. Like, constant things happening.
Which is good.
And again, I agree with Herschel. He walks in and he's like, no, what are you doing? Pregnancy? There's zombies out there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that is something that you gotta watch out for in that. I mean, I also like he was a pizza delivery guy. Like, that was Glenn's...
Yeah.
Well, everyone's got, like, all this backstory. Like, and Glenn's, like, the main navigator, in-and-out thief. It's like, whoa, you're pretty good at this. What did you do? I delivered pizzas. And he was just like, all right, Glenn.
I had to get places in 30 minutes or less.
I got so mad at Dale. I liked Dale. Dale was cool. And then he had sex with Andrea, and I was like, that's really creepy. You're really old, and she's pretty young. That's really creepy. I don't like it. And I was like, Dale, I think less of you.
Why do you think less of Dale for that?
It was just weird. It really threw me off. I was like, no. Like, I thought it was like, because, like, what's-her-face is judgmental and being like, I don't know if they should sleep in the same bed. We only have two, but they shouldn't be sleeping in the same bed. Like, okay, like, they can sleep in the same bed. Like, whatever, just whatever, share a bed. Like, I thought she was being, like, just super judgmental about, like, nothing happening.
Well,
but stuff was happening, and I'm like, no.
Well, I don't think it was happening when she was being judgmental.
No, which makes me angry. And then it happens, and then she's like, well, that was good for Dale. And I was like, what the fuck?
See, why?
It hit me the wrong way, and it just made me like, nah.
Yeah, it was in a really weird
Dale.
spot. Like,
There was
that's
no,
true.
There was no
that.
need for that middle of the
It
road
was-
sex scene. Like, oh, okay, there's a sex scene here that we just crammed in here, just to, I guess, make people more mad.
I'm just starting to get the feeling. Becca, I just don't think you like any of the people who are having sex.
I don't like any of these people.
I don't like any of them either.
Oh.
Except for Rick. I, for some odd reason, very highly think of Rick. But I mean, I guess he is the very good guy protagonist.
Also, I feel awful. As soon as Carl got shot, I'm like, yay, I don't gotta listen to him whine anymore, and Rick can just get over this now. Oh, they're gonna save him.
I like Carl. I like Carl's bluntness. Because
Yeah.
he was talking to Sophie, and she's like,
I love Sophie.
I wonder if my dad's coming back. And he's just like, your dad's dead. And she's like, literally straight up just like, nope.
But your dad came back. My dad was sick. Your dad is dead. Your dad is not coming back. And Sophie's like, I miss my dad. It's like,
I just love how blunt he was. He wasn't even like, oh, I'm sorry, Sophie. I mean, he's a kid still, but still, it was just so blunt. I was like, thank you, Carl. You're great.
I like the fact that Carl
He killed a guy?
Yeah, killed the guy
Yeah, he
straight up.
killed Shane. He shot him in the neck.
It was,
Yeah.
oh, it was-
He's hardcore. He
Carl-
doesn't pull back. He doesn't pull his punches. He's like, you threatened my dad? Sure. You think your dad's gonna come back from the grave? No, it's not. Like, he's straight up just like, nope.
That sums it up. Carl ain't gonna take nobody's guff.
Except Otis's, apparently.
Well, he took Otis's buckshot. That's not.
It's hard to avoid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot more piercing than guff. So
that's what I need. Bullets, not guff. No,
No,
that's creepy and weird. Never
ooh,
mind.
yeah, I don't like the way you said that.
I think I've offended more people again.
I don't. You
No.
creep them out. I don't know about offended. Just don't guff or buckshot. Just don't. I don't know. I don't know where to go from this. There's segue.
Moral of the story: Rick, then Carl, then Lori for me. Some other people might be Carl and Rick. They're very close, but Lori's way down on that totem pole. Like, that baby may get born. I'm gonna like it more than Lori.
Just it's a happy birthday. You're now.
You became number 3 in the list of your family. Lori now went down to 4.
Oh, that has to suck. Can you imagine? Like, you're just giving birth to this child, and immediately, hooray! Someone better than you. Thanks for bringing it into the world.
Somebody
You've been
comes out-
taken down a peg. A whole peg!
Somebody comes out and take her. She has like a badge that says 3rd place. They just place on the baby. Congrats! Like,
You won't remember this, but now let's. I was trying to think of where to go with that. I'm like, no.
now it's 100%. I like that baby more than Lori. It hasn't even been born yet in the book. I like it better. There's more mystery to it. Could be Shane's. Could be Rick's. Who knows?
It hasn't mouthed off or frowned at anybody yet.
Oh, but if it's got Lori's genes, it will.
It'll have those eyebrows. Those very angry eyebrows.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh, so is there?
Also, the other thing that I really, really like, they get to what's the really nice development that they get to that's infested
I
with
forget what
the
it's
name of
called, because literally you don't...
Oh,
Oh.
the Wiltshire Estates.
I really love that, like, all the food and everything's there, and they make it to the one house that's not completely infested with zombies. There's a couple in the basement, and then they stay there, and then in the morning, there are hundreds of them. Just every house is covered in them.
Yet again, like, it's one of those things, it's like, here's a sign that says dead inside, like Rick Ronson, and goes like, oh no, there's dead inside. Like, you could put that sign on the world, right? Like, the United States of America, there's dead inside. Yes, there are dead in here. Like, literally there's dead everywhere.
You probably
what
should
does
have
that
known
sign mean? Also, how long has that sign been up? Maybe they left. Like, that sign seemed so irrelevant. Like, Rick should have been like, I wonder how many zombies there were here. That somebody, like, you could have closed it for a zombie. Like, literally there's apocalypse happening, and people get bit and transform. So you might have just been like, one person's a zombie, I guess I'll close it off just to be safe. Like,
Yeah, I feel we're about to live this with Ebola.
Well, not only dating us, but also, wow, way to take this in a direction.
it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna make it anywhere because like airplanes are the worst place it's gonna make it from. But otherwise, Texas is surrounded by a lot of nothingness.
And not near us.
Here in the East Coast, we're pretty safe. If it started here, it would be crazy because there's just a ton of people.
I like that I'm not the one starting these discussions. This is a nice change. I like this.
The paranoid discussions.
Well,
the
the paranoid and
off-topic.
off-topic. Because I admit, last time I was definitely...
I was in the wrong here.
It's a zombie apocalypse story. I guess we're talking about zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, all right.
Although I don't know where Ebola came from. I don't think Ebola counts.
You just wanted to talk about your life on the internet.
No.
No.
Your life
the
on
closest
Ebola.
thing to the closest thing to a zombie apocalypse that we're suffering from.
Oh, currently.
Yes.
We don't know what's going on in Area 51.
Dun dun dun.
I like the giant dead space that's just floating there in the middle now.
Don't worry, I'll cut it.
Oh,
and
no.
then everybody will be like,
No, you
What
leave
dead
that dead space.
Yeah,
Now you have to. We've talked about it.
we're now still referencing it.
other zombie games, Dead Space.
Oh, yeah. I actually want to play Dead Space again. How was Dead Space 3? Did we do Dead Space? Did anyone else play it?
That's apparently
I think
okay.
Matt played it. He said it was good.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, back to Walking Dead.
Well, I was going to say, do we have anything else to say about Walking Dead? Do we have any other stories? Because I brought up my ranty points.
Yeah. I think I touched on the Carl thing that we...
Yeah.
That was the
I
main-
mean,
yeah, no, I think over the course of this, we've ranted about everything that has happened
in the
entire thing. I really, really want to talk about the stuff that happened in the 3 issues that we weren't supposed to read.
but I haven't read it.
Yeah,
and I
Becca
don't want
hasn't
it
read it,
spoiled.
and I don't want to spoil it for her.
And don't spoil it for the people listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez,
'cause
Brian, be
you guys
considerate.
weren't told to
Offending
read this.
everyone again.
But yeah, like cool
Don't
stuff
spoil
happens.
books that we haven't read about in the spoiler section of the books that we have read about.
Ah!
Go do yourself a favor. Go read those 3 more issues, and then it's a good place to just stop again.
People will probably pick up a whole volume,
Yeah,
which is 6 issues.
Yeah, so 6
Your
issues.
recommendation is awkwardly clunky.
Pick up only half the volume.
Yeah,
just
pick,
take
up,
half-
pick up
yeah,
that
you know.
volume and then stop reading after halfway
Take
through.
the side without the price tag, and it's free. That's kind of the rules of this country, I think. Right? That's how that works.
But overall, I'd give it. It's a good book. I think it's good. I liked it. It's just like I said, I have the bias of I don't like reading depressing things. I like happier things. So if you don't like depressing stories, I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, I realized I was in the minority for a lot of this, but I greatly enjoy the Walking Dead series. I picked it up a little bit after seeing all like the commercials for the actual television show for a while, and after watching, I'm like, I'll read this, and it's good. I, not minding depressing things, greatly enjoy it. Like we have said, it will hurt because there's no one is safe, and that air of danger, especially you get that from the first couple issues, is really good. And it's one of the reasons why I like it. Is it's exciting and death means something. So I highly recommend it. I enjoy it. So that's my recommendation there.
And myself, being the dissenter, will continue to dissent. At least for me, I can't recommend this. If I was looking at myself and going, here, take a comic book, I would not hand this to myself. Those 12 issues, as much as everything gets done, not a lot gets done. At least to me. And it's kind of weird to say that. Like I've said before, more gets done in that little chunk that I read afterwards that was more impactful and brought forth all kinds of really cool, neat storyline ideas that I feel like could have been shoved in maybe a little bit earlier to kind of give you a bit more of an incentive to keep going. Paul's sighing.
I'm trying to do it quietly.
Now, there's something specific, and I'll talk to you afterwards about it that I really wish would have been brought up, like, way earlier.
It's called laying the groundwork, though. You can't just...
But it's...
They already do a little bit of media... Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I can't recommend this to anybody who has a short attention span like myself.
Yeah, so I guess the census is if you like depressing books, 2 goods, 1 bad. If you don't like depressing books, all bad. But I mean, you really shouldn't have.
I still like it.
You shouldn't have. If you don't like depressing books, if you're like against depressing books, I don't know why you picked up Walking Dead to begin with. That was a really silly move. Don't do it.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: it's depressing.
You should still. I still keep my vote for it. I like it.
Okay.
Other people might.
So 1 solid, 1 yeah, it's pretty good, and 1 I don't like it at all.
Yeah,
that's a nice spectrum.
About where we're at.
Yeah.
I don't think we've covered a spectrum before. This is nice. This is a nice.
I have to start reading badder books.
Batter books.
Grammar.
Who needs it?
Ah.
Lols. Oh no, that's leet speak. That's not leet speak. What? Oh my god.
Speaking of grammar, you should log on to the series of tubes and use your grammar to go ahead and post on our Facebook page, which is As Someone Who Doesn't Read Comics. You can also use some leet speak on our Twitter at I Don't Read Comics, or you can send us extremely coherent things to idon'treadcomics@gmail.com, and that's how you can contact us and tell us in the most coherent ways possible what kind of books you want us to read next, and if you have any suggestions or things like that.
But only if you're extremely coherent. That was our requirement for that.
Yes, no, I need literature majors only on this one.
And we're talking Oxford commas.
Oh, yeah! I just yelled really loud. I hope that doesn't spike too much.
No Oxford commas, no comics.
Yeah, we are all very pro the Oxford
that's
comma.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest here. Oxford comma is the way to go. I will fight you. I will fight your mom, comma, your dad, comma, and your aunt. There you go. Oxford comma jokes. I don't know why I'm fighting. I'm not fighting them, I realized. I'm just fighting their family for something they did. Oh. I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
Great. Well, thank you for tuning into our podcast as someone who doesn't read comics.
And as always, the book was better.